Mazda just made its most powerful engine ever. I'm talking about the brand new inline 6 turbo hybrid powertrain that powers the 2024 Mazda CX-90. Today we're looking at the new engine and why Mazda decided to add an inline 6 into the SUV. All eyes are on the 2024 Mazda CX-90. Reason is, it's Mazda's first time to offer an inline 6 in the US. Plus, it's also Mazda's first ever plug-in hybrid offering. In case you weren't aware, the new CX-90 is actually a replacement for the existing CX-9. It's larger, more rugged, with more premium features. The CX-90 is offered in many configurations. It comes available as a standard 3.3-liter turbo, which outputs 280 horsepower and 332 pound-feet of torque. You also have the option for standard all-wheel drive and My Drive that allows you to switch between 4 different driving modes. But the one that's turning heads, the most powerful one, has a high-output 3.3-liter e-Skyactiv G, which gets up to 340 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque when boosted by its 48-volt mild hybrid system. By the way, let me clarify that this output is only possible when you're using premium gasoline. Otherwise, with regular gasoline, you'll get up to 319 horsepower instead. But let me clarify that you can't drive the model running on pure electricity alone. The purpose of the hybrid system is to boost the performance of the combustion engine and also increase efficiency in power start and stops. Not to mention power accessories like AC and so forth. The difference is that with the powertrain in those models, you're looking at around 323 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque with premium fuel. As well, you can also tow up to 3,500 pounds with a 200 kilowatt-hour electric motor coupled with a 2.5-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine in these models. Because of the additional electric motors, these PHEVs have a combined range of 490 miles. But just know that the electric part of the engine range is only 26 miles. Gasoline, on the other hand, will get you 464 miles on a full tank. But let's put the 2024 CX-90 into perspective. Let's compare it with some of its biggest competitors, namely the Toyota Grand Highlander, Kia Telluride, Hyundai Palisade, and Volvo XC90. Well, to start, the 2024 Toyota Grand Highlander completely blows the 2024 CX-90 out of the water when it comes to horses and torque. With the hybrid max powertrain, the Grand Highlander offers 362 net combined horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque. The Grand Highlander also starts at almost $3,000 below the CX-90 price and has more cargo space by more than 10 plus cubic feet. But the CX-90 wins both over the Kia Telluride and Hyundai Palisade in terms of horsepower and torque. If you look at the 2023 Hyundai Palisade and all 3 engine options in the Telluride's highest trim, which is the SX Prestige X Pro, with the 3.8-liter V6, while each of those models only pump out 291 horsepower with 262 pound-feet of torque. But the Volvo XC90 crushes all the models I mentioned. The Volvo XC90's most expensive model, the TAE all-wheel drive 6-seater, gives you a whopping 455 combined horsepower and 523 combined pound-feet of torque. Some people are wondering why Mazda decided to take the turbocharged inline 6 route, especially considering that many car companies right now are already electrifying their vehicles in battery electric ones due to the upcoming combustion engine ban. The thing is, in recent years, Mazda has been trying to push a more premium feel for its brand. And what do upscale car makers like BMW, Mercedes-Benz, Land Rover, and Jeep have in common? They all offer inline 6s in their lineups. So when you consider the fact that the CX-90 is poised to be Mazda's flagship SUV, making a switch to an inline 6 for this vehicle is a good strategy, and it makes a big statement. It says to the world loud and clear that it wants to be taken seriously in the upscale market. So, competitive reasons, Mazda chose a new rear-wheel drive platform, and that decision thereby enabled a long dash-to-axle ratio. I'm talking about the distance from the dashboard to the front axle. Not many people know this, but actually, it's this distance that gives premium cars their elegant proportions. Here's the thing. Typically, you can't fit an inline 6 transversely in a front-wheel drive's engine bay. Reason is, inline 6s are longer than inline 4s and also V6 engines. And that's where the beauty of the new Mazda rear drive platform comes in. It enables Mazda to place the new engine longitudinally rather than transversely, and therefore fit the SUV with a straight 6. By the way, what makes an inline 6 so different compared to other engines like a V6? Obviously, the first thing that comes to mind is the shape. A V6 has 6 cylinders placed in a V, where an inline 6 has 6 cylinders arranged in a straight line. The inline 6 engine design is pretty straightforward to manufacture. It only needs one cylinder head, one gasket, and half the number of many other parts compared to what a V6 engine needs. It also has a shorter timing belt and superior lubrication. On top of that, inline 6 engines often produce more torque at lower speeds than V6s, and they're usually quieter and have relatively less vibration. That's why BMW uses inline 6 for their top cars. Mazda's new inline 6 has a displacement of 3.3 liters, is boosted by single turbo, and incorporates a 48-volt hybrid assist system that can add an extra 17 horsepower and 113 pound-feet of torque. It's funny because many automakers are happy setting on 3 flat liters as sufficient displacement for their inline 6s. But Mazda decided to go larger, 10% larger to be precise. And we're talking about a 12-to-1 compression ratio. When you put that all together, the compression ratio plus larger displacement and hybrid assist system, what you get is a better low RPM torque and throttle response when the engine is off boost. They say the devil's in the details, and Mazda really added some small details to CX-90. For example, let's check out the doors. It swings open to nearly 90 degrees, which is more than most people expect. Basically, Mazda made it similar to the doors of the CX-50 to make extra room for passengers to enter and exit the cabin. Now, if you compare the front seats of the CX-9 with the CX-90, you'll see the CX-90 seats are farther apart. I'm talking about an extra width front and also between the captain's chairs in the middle row. As well, the captain's chairs have the option for heating and cooling. Another artful detail is the dash. Turns out the fabric is based on the Japanese hand-weaving technique called nishijinari. Basically, it's a random pattern with some golden thread woven through it. And in the middle of the fabric, bold stitching that's inspired by hand bookbinding and weaving techniques called kumihimo. Guess how many trim options there are for the 2024 Mazda CX-90? If you're thinking 3, 5, or maybe 7, well, you're not close. Get this. CX-90 comes in 11 trim levels on top of 3 engine options. But here's the question. Which trim is the best option? Well, here's a quick breakdown. Starting with the turbocharged inline 6 models, we've got the Select trim with a base MSRP of $39,595. That's the cheapest trim. Then there's the Preferred trim with a starting price of $43,445, followed by the Preferred Plus trim at $45,900. Next is the Premium trim at $48,900. Then it's the Premium Plus trim at $52,950. S trim at $51,570. S Premium at $56,450. And the last turbocharged inline 6 model is the S Premium Plus trim at $59,950, and this is the most expensive trim. There are 3 more available trims for the 2024 CX-90 PHEV models. I'm talking about the PHEV Preferred trim with a base MSRP of $47,445. Then there's the PHEV Premium trim at $52,900. And last but not least, the PHEV Premium Plus trim at $56,950. But here's the thing about these trims. It's not just about comparing prices. You have to see what's under the hood, because that's what makes the difference. The standard CX-90 powertrain is a 3.3-liter inline 6 coupled with a 48-volt mild hybrid system. With standard gas, it churns out 280 horsepower and 332 pound-feet of torque. With S trim models and premium fuel, those numbers get bumped up to 340 horsepower and 269 pound-feet of torque when you turbocharge the inline 6. The PHEV versions get their power from a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder coupled with an electric motor. If you're pumping up premium gas, that means you're looking at an output of 323 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque. As well, each of these 3 powertrain setups are associated with the new 8-speed automatic transmission, not a CVT transmission. Now, let's talk about some of the features that stand out in the CX-90. The base model, which is the Select trim, comes with 10.25-inch center display, leatherette seating, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto connectivity, Mazda's iActiveSense safety features, and automatic climate control. But when it comes to the cabin, the Select trim is only available in an 8-passenger seating configuration. With the Preferred trim, we get a sunroof, second-row window shades, heated front seats, and some exterior upgrades. The Preferred Plus trim bumps up the towing capacity with a total towing capacity of up to 5,000 pounds. It also comes with wireless charging and a head-up display. Premium models come standard with additional features like 21-inch wheels, second-row captain chairs, a panoramic sunroof, a hands-free liftgate, and Bose 12-speaker audio systems. Premium Plus model is where you start to see more luxury. I'm talking about dual 12.3-inch displays, Nappa leather seats, additional driver's aids, ventilated front seats, heated second-row seats, and more. Honestly, pretty much most of the same features can be found in each trim level, whatever engine choice you have. That being said, PHEV models do feature an EV mode for all electric driving. Speaking of PHEV models, the PHEV Premium trim also comes with a 1500 watt charging outlet in the cargo area for charging equipment. PHEV Premium models also can be equipped with the optional dual seats on the third row instead of the standard 3-passenger bench in other trims. And on S Premium and S Premium Plus trims, a 2-seat third row comes standard. So, which of these trims is the best? Well, the S trim will give you the most bang for your buck, mainly because of its 340 horsepower turbocharged engine and other features like the larger wheels, panoramic sunroof, second row captain's chairs, and Bose audio system. The S model is your best bet if you're willing to pay for more power. On the other hand, those who don't care as much about towing ability or overall power will be fine with the preferred trim. That's because it has a wide combination of features for a price that won't bankrupt your wallet. The Premium and Premium Plus models are generally for those who place a high importance on fuel economy and the ability to drive on all electric power. Here's the interesting thing. When you look at overall customer data so far, there appears to be one trim that consumers seem to be gravitating towards the most, and that's the Preferred Plus trim. This trim seems to be the most popular among CX90 buyers for a variety of reasons. First of all, the starting price of $45,900 puts it towards the middle of the scale when you compare across all 11 trims. Also, this trim comes with extra driving modes like Sport Mode, Off-Road Driving Mode, and Towing Mode. You'll also get a 5,000-pound towing rating, wireless CarPlay, Android Auto connectivity, a wireless charger, and a heads-up display, plus more. But now, you tell me, what do you think of the new Mazda Inline 6 Turbo? And which feature is your favorite in the 2024 CX90? Please share by commenting below. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for your support.